this replay. This is a clan battle, and I haven't looked at clan battles in a long time. This is going to be Electric in a Hayate using his, I think it was a Prime sub or whatever. So thank you, Electric, for your support. So let's take a look at the ship for a sec. So this is a tier 10 destroyer, kind of like the tier 6 Shinononome, which is like a hybrid, which goes for both ways. He told you when you finally made Hayate this build with this captain, you won't remember, but I did finally adopt Zath method of shipbuilding. I don't know what that means, Electric, and I'm scared about that. So the thing about the Hayate is her guns are decent to good, and her torpedoes are decent to good. It's kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none boat. When she was originally released for free XP, you could either choose smoke or torpedo reload booster. However, the ship was not very popular, so Wargaming decided to change that and give it both. So now it has smoke and it has reload booster. Max health with Suzuki and focus on torps because that's how I use it. Ah, perfect. There you go. Yeah, so let's go.
At the time the Hayate released as well, the Smallland was also an option.
Correct. And the Smallland was objectively better in every way.
Yeah, now it's gone. So after the Smallland's removal, there wasn't really an option if you wanted a tier 10 free XP destroyer.
Yeah, this is back when you could buy ships for free XP. Now I think Hayate is coal, isn't it?
Yep, Groningen, Nazuma, Eager, and Hayate became coal.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of people really like her now because she got buffed in a couple other ways too. I think Rate of Fire for her main battery was one. They just put a whole bunch of buffs on her because they're like, yeah, nobody's playing the boat. So let's get into the build for it. So you main armaments mod 1, engine boost modification. This is really helpful for repositioning quickly, especially if you like the ship a lot. Use it instead of Ashima because you can bully Ashima. Sure. I think the concealment's not as good though. Let's see.
I think it's 6-1 fully built, I believe, or
yeah, 6-1. Yeah.
Let's just face facts. You're in a competitive game mode. You're running a Hayate, and it instantly screams, "I didn't get the Smallland."
Fair enough. You've got Torpedo 2's modification for third slot, propulsion fourth, concealment, and then finally luck chuck torpedoes. And yeah, if that's going to be the way that you're building it out for the torps, then sure, you're going to build it for maximum torpedoes. What's your torpedo range? Yeah, they're 12s. Okay. So you've got Suzuki. Now, I talked about this before. You definitely, especially in a competitive environment, you want to put one of the Suzukis in. Or Ito, I had talked about him a lot recently. That was one of the event pass rewards. And it's like, whoa, buffed ship commander for event pass? Yes, please. I'll buy that now. So really good. Yamamoto, not so good in clan battles because his talents don't proc, but you do get preventative maintenance boost, so there's that. But I think Suzuki is probably a better bet in clan battles. So your build is preventative maintenance, last stand, survivability expert, which is buffed, concealment expert. You went with consumable specialist because look at all the consumables you get to play with. Adrenaline rush, radio location, and instead of superintendent, where a lot of people might say, I want one each of extra, please, you went for torpedo reload, which makes perfect sense in competitive. Chances are you're not going to need to use all of these, except for that one game where you really wish you had superintendent. But yeah. Flags, you've got ramming, heal flag, or sorry, ship HP flag, fire reduction, flood reduction, speed, consumables, smoke. And I'm surprised you didn't take one more flag like fire and flood chance. Why not? Current clan doesn't use radio location much. Weird.
I mean, if he's going more of a torp, then yeah, you take the flood flag.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do the more of the spotting for your cruiser, I would probably take the fire flag because you could potentially, you know, do a couple shots just to see if you get the fire.
Yeah.
But you'll probably be more better off in competitive with the flood flag. Get the DCP out.
Yep. Yep. And you got the slot, so you might as well. Like, you can do that.
It's not like you have to choose what to get rid of.
Right.
So
and
I checked its buffs, and it only got buffed once ever since the release, and it was the one buff it received in 13.1, where it got the reload buff and the torpedo reload got moved. That's the only buff the ship
Right.
ever received.
Okay. Got it. You keep selling fire plus flood flags out of habit because credits? Oh my god, these are like the best flags out there. And most expensive too. So, like,
play a Missouri.
yeah, I would drop... So the nice thing about fire chances, if you get fire on a destroyer, it's detected for longer or baits out the DCP as well. So, whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't do clan battles without max flags used. So, all right.
Click the follow button and write something in chat.
Giveaway up, guys. Blue bonuses code. If you are watching on YouTube, Rumble Kick it to twitch.tv/Lord_Zath. Make sure you're following and type something in. So you are, because it's a clan battle, oftentimes I like to move the camera back and we talk a little bit more about the overall play and stuff like that, okay? And I know, Electric, you said you want to learn a little bit about area denial with torps and stuff like that. So we'll try to focus on that when it gets to that point, okay? You just hit over 1 billion credits in game. 2 million coal, need a new coal ship ASAP. Nothing to spend it on. That's true. That's fair. You could always get some of the special upgrades and make sure you got all the commanders. Like the ones that give buff skills. Hey, Sergeant Sully. Thanks to you. How are you? Mr. Whitakers. So you've got a Vamp Deuce, a Des Moines, a Petropavlovsk, a Napoli, a Hindenburg, question mark, and a Colombo. And you're up against a Colombo, Castilla, Petropavlovsk, Napoli, Svea, Gearing, and Gdansk. Your job is to go hold flank and hold it. I mean, this particular map, right, it suits itself well for you send one ship out to the other side, you know, get the cap, and then screw around. And then the rest of the team focuses on the contest cap at sea. What?
I'm not in this game.
Why?
Why? Because it's kited on the enemy team. That's the new TNG GWP merge.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I never heard of that.
Yeah, they recently merged, apparently.
Okay. I don't recognize any of the names.
I recognize them all. Ha 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 ha.
Okay. Now, this has classified documents. If I remember right, I already started, but you chose the classified document that nerfs, what, looked like Napoli and something else? Is that right? And in this mode, every ship can pick a buff or whatever, right? A classified doc?
Not every ship.
No. Petro,
Okay.
Des Moines cannot.
Colombo
Really?
also can no longer pick one.
No,
Okay.
Colombo still gets one.
For now, but next patch, it gets,
Yeah.
this is it.
Okay.
But, I mean, we have to go with what's going on right now,
Sure.
not
So,
next
but-
week.
And that's a balancing factor, I would assume.
Yeah, pretty much any of the ships that they usually ban cannot take a classified document.
Right. Yeah, classified docs is Wargaming's way of trying to fix the problem of ships becoming super popular in clan battles without banning them from being part of the action.
I'll see if I can find the list of ships that currently cannot take it.
You take Gun Destroyer plus maybe Svea or something. That makes sense for you, right? Because you want to have that slight advantage against the thing that really kind of counters you. Is your current plan playing your previous plan? That's kind of funny, Stud. Been playing with your Destroyer lineup clan since there are too many good players who can counter Shima Torps. You tried Hayate with mixed success. Question for the Brain Trust. You're going to try German destroyers tonight. Which one's the question, 42 or 52? I'm a fan of 52, but I think in competitive,
42.
a lot of people like the 42 better.
I mean, you could go both.
Yeah. Now, I'm watching your positioning, because I know that's something you were asking about too, Electric. And you see the Napoli there. Now, when I see Napoli there, I'm expecting that Napoli, especially with a kite away position, to just sit and hold. So you're on the hold flank, and they're on the hold flank, right? Svea does radar you, though.
Okay, I found the list of ships that cannot take classified documents.
Okay.
It's the Vermont, Vincent, Kleber, Marceau, Napoli, Kremlin, Nevsky, Petro, Libertad, Smolin, and Ragnar.
Yeah, so all the super popular ships. Nice torps on the Napoli.
And there's a second list of ships that can only take one, and then there's another, and the rest of them that are not listed at all can take two.
Got it.
Yeah, like the
Okay.
Hindenburg can take 2.
So part of this game is also trying to find what ships could be very powerful with those classified documents, right? Hindenburg with 2 might make it very powerful. Gotta go. No worries, Sergeant Sully. Take care. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for your sub on Friday. And thank you again for all of the Whitaker's goodness. Still working through all of them. I just opened up the peanut butter. It is so yummy. Do you feel as Z52 has been power crept to a point it's no longer relevant? No. It's just that she's tough to do in clan battles. Yeah, right. Yeah, makes sense, Electric. That's all you're really trying to do. I'm frankly surprised we haven't seen torpedoes coming past you yet. Gdansk is at sea. The gearing is all the way out to the... You can see the smoke from the gearing over there. And he just got radared by the Des Moines.
I want to get us this Veil with RPF on this flank. Has them located.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm guessing it's this Veil with RPF then that has them located.
Probably. Napoli just doesn't have any room in the build to be able to fit in radio location. Yeah,
And
exactly,
Yate's
Longshot, the
party
membership.
trick with the reload booster.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's why in clan battles, typically, you don't send one ship to do the hold, you send 2, because the 2 can work well together to make things happen. You work really well with that Hindenburg player, yeah, and that's the other big part too, is you want to find teammates, you want to work with teammates that you work well together with, whether that's in random battles or whatever. Like, you want to play with people that you actually enjoy playing with people, so that you can, like, communicate, you kind of know what they're going to do, how they're going to play, etc., etc. There's another radar. Hindenburg's doing a nice job of backing off. Did you get any torpedoes there? I don't think you did.
Yeah, the Napoli with the 1.
Yeah,
With
Napoli
one,
for
okay.
11k.
Got it, thank you.
I think he gave him a flood too, so the DCP would have been out.
Now,
That's
it
the
looks like
fun
he's
part.
He's currently on a perma fire by the Hindenburg that just went
Yeah,
out. So
I was just gonna say, I'm sure in voice Electric you let the Hindenburg player know that, hey, DCP on the Napoli. So he just made Inky. Today only having 0.3 kilometer of detect versus radar range is annoying. Yeah, well, sure. You detect him, he presses I win button. And that's why you're backing in cautiously as opposed to, I think you said earlier, you ran around a lot, turn out when radar back in. But what you're doing, I think, is probably the better play. You did not notice a DCP. Okay. Oh, rip your Napoli.
Well, I mean, I like how he's backing in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, knowing he's going up against a Spay Napoli. Like, you definitely minimize the damage there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You're...
sadly, your job is to spot and dump torps when they come up.
Yep. And the frustration is... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, which is why I like the 20 km on the shimmy, because everybody laughs at me. But one, you still have to move around them, and guess what? They do reach out and touch people. And
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
guaranteed never to be in radar dropping them.
he could be torping the Colombo right now.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's a good point. What I was saying, though, is this part of the game is very frustrating for you because you're watching your teammates dying on the other side, and you can't do anything about it. All you can do is really hope that you get a luck chuck torpedo hit on the Svea or Napoli at some point to the point where they die, right? Because you got to find a way to win your flank. You guys are not looking good on your side, the other side.
I would be asking my Hindenburg, why did you hydro? quite literally, that's a waste of a hydro.
I was gonna say, there's nothing that could really
Yeah.
torp him.
Well, more importantly, what torp is gonna sneak by the DD electric sitting there?
Yep. So it looks to me like
Electric's in a really, really strong spot not to get
Yep.
torp because he's got the island there.
Yep. So it looks like Electric has decided it's time to try to make something happen. And you engine boost right into some torps. Whoa. Where the hell were those torps going?
Winner announced in chat. Congratulations.
That's a really good. Probably sent on an RPF.
Not the speed, I'm gonna guess a nap place.
I think I have RPF on my Napoli. I'm not 100% sure.
Looks to me like you've been sent to go kill the Colombo. And you're down 3 ships now, so this is not looking good for your team.
Are the points reversed, or... I can't tell.
No.
Yeah, they're reversed. Gotta love that replay bug. Must be nice to have all that room to move and play on. Yeah, that's true, John. Legends, it is definitely smaller maps, and they're meant to be quicker battles. Sometimes that's kind of nice.
I think the mistake you guys made on the contest side is you have the Des Moines Napoli literally parked in the same spot where the Napoli could have been out on a 10 line.
Nice
It was
kill.
peppering the petrol a little bit, and then smoke up to, heal up a bit.
Yeah,
For
I don't
whatever
really...
reason, your petro positioning, I question. Like, nice kill on the Colombo.
I don't really understand. It looks like he's shooting AP at this Vea right now. I mean, okay. But I don't understand. Yeah, the Napoli on top of Des Moines just feels bad. Like, the Napoli should be, frankly, all the way on the 10 line on the border, right? Just screwing around, luck checking torps, and then making iCUE when it needs to. I think what they were trying to do is try to make a Des Moines Napoli push forward, which is great when your opponent doesn't have radar. But these days, who doesn't take radar?
Why are we saying the score is reversed?
See, +3 twice on the left, and
Oh, okay, because he's
Yeah.
the green team.
correct. Chaos Cow, huge kill right there on the Castilla, though. I'm amazed that Gdansk was allowed to just sit there so long.
I don't think the vampire ever hydroed him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Vamp Deuce just feels like a weird choice.
I understand it for the hydro, but it doesn't really look like they ever used it.
Right. Nice kill on the Napoli. So you've turned it into a one-ship game, but the big thing is you got no caps. You try to play on positioning, it just doesn't happen. You start playing on PC, but World of Warships Legends just now started on PC. Yeah, I was in on the beta test for it. I don't know if they're gonna fully release Legends or not on PC, but you're right. I mean, that's one of the big differences between the two of them. So if you do want to practice more on positioning, then PC is probably the better.
That poor Hindenburg's been losing to this Vea.
Yes, he has. We're gonna follow your view
Hindenburg's
now.
been doing his job, right? Like,
Definitely keeping him off the cap, but it's just unfortunate that he's lost that much health.
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, sadly, all this Vega has to do is just go back and protect B.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this
That
Vega
guy
getting in
has
a
full health. Yikes.
I mean, this Vega getting in a fight with the Hindenburg's not smart. Just go back, protect the cap that you know the destroyer has to go after.
Here comes the radar. Ta-da!
That will be his third radar charge, right?
I think so, yeah. Now the problem is that radar.
He needs to shoot HE until the ship's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so many
Yeah.
people forget that getting a fire on any ship actually makes your DD's lives easier because it increases the spotting of the ship, which means your destroyer doesn't have to get as close.
Yep. I'm surprised you're not like smoking here, just to one, bait out the Gdansk radar, and two, I mean, give you that little second of maybe I can get him, but he's turning right into your torps.
I was like, it looks like he smoked up right in front of him.
SFNL says these guys are going straight lines. Yeah. Well, now you can smoke. Oh. We got death pick. We might get a double, so let's wait a little bit on this. Ta-da! Nicely done. So now it's 2-on-2. It's Petro and Gearing versus your... Oh, and I get the Volcano in there too. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, so you've got the Vamp Deuce and the Hindenburg, who's not very healthy at this point, versus Petro and Gearing. We haven't seen the Gearing in a while. Okay. Well, let's continue. Dude, 4 kills. Volcano's not dying. That's true. What is Splavocado doing? That's a name I recognize, actually. White lining for the win.
That
okay.
Gearing has Ovechkin.
Yeah, and you're just popping... Okay. I mean, I get it. You can hide behind the island there and wait for the Hindenburg to get in position.
Yeah, but they're on a 1-cap win. Like, he kind of has to get into this cap. Oh, he is.
Right. But they're trying to hold him to it. And you're trying... Okay.
Gearing, if the petrol radar, I imagine, is down since he's no longer spotted.
That's
and
how he
Gearing
was
still has
spotted,
the
I think,
hydro.
yeah.
So if he had a smoke, he could have crept forward and tried to take out the Gearing. to buy
Right,
him more time.
that's what I was expecting to happen, but it didn't, and therefore it's a loss. That was a lot closer than I expected the game to be. A lot closer. Yeah, he lost most of his HP for nothing. That's true. My guess is, we see this a lot. I know he's played COTS and stuff like that. My guess is there was too much people yelling at him at the same time, and there was too much, can't figure it all out, you know. It happens. You did expect him to kill Gearing, but then the cruiser showed up as well. Yeah, but the cruiser made a crucial mistake. If you saw, he went and ducked in behind the island fearing potential torpedoes. That was the opening for your Vamp Deuce player. He didn't take it, which is unfortunate. But
yeah, in a replay, you can actually see all the moments that if something could have happened, probably not that you could miss in the moment of the battle.
Right.
The other
but,
thing-
like, ironically, in the moment of the battle, if you cannot recognize the Gearing's going to beach and you need to go forward and kill it, you need to take a step back and look at these moments.
Yep.
Like,
but the other,
I know I saw it. I know Zath saw it. SF probably saw it. Like, the
yes,
Gearing's going to beach. The Petro's behind an island. So what if he radars you? Your job is to kill the Gearing, right? You have the Hindenburg, who could potentially keep the Petro in check. You need to kill to get the win. You just sit there, you lose. If you go in and die, you might actually win if you at least trade out. Right?
and that's exactly the
like
point I'm
SF
trying to
says,
make.
It's do or die.
Yes. You're losing no matter what. If he just sits there, you're losing. The only way you win that is if the Hindenburg gets into the other cap. And that didn't happen. So as soon as that's not a possibility, your job as the Vamp Deuce is twofold. 1, to go out there and shoot the Gearing, and 2, to keep the Petropavlovsk lit, and preferably on the other side of the island, right? So that you can kill the Gearing and keep that Petro lit for the Hindenburg to kill. Like, that's literally your win condition at that point. So I agree. Part of that is either the player not recognizing that or the caller not recognizing that and calling it. And that's why I say sometimes there's that whole, like, everything going on at once. You've got 5 people that are all now shouting excitedly into the voice chat. And that's can be very overwhelming if, while that's happening, at the very same time, in your mind, you're saying, do not die, and I got to do this. You know, and that can be debilitating for some clans. So I don't know. I wasn't there. Electric was. He can maybe shed some light on it if he can remember it. But that's the thing about clan battles that makes it very tough, is those key moments that you know, you don't recognize. So it's nice to have a loss to be able to look at and talk through, frankly. But look at this. You did as much, you did so much more damage. 141,000 of your 143,000 was torpedoes. That was a well-played game by you. Like, seriously, very well-played game. You turned it into a clear loss to, hey, we could possibly win.
The other thing you could do is ask your teammates to try to get some more of these kills instead of just you.
Yeah. So, title guys, what do you think? And I do agree that the 250 base XP on a loss is can be crippling, because not only do you have a game like this that was very close, and then you find out you got pittance for earnings, rubs salt in the wound.
I mean, that's punishment for losing. Like, there should be one. Like, I don't know if Electric did anything particularly wrong. I think he played a
Got one of the toughest
really good game.
He's got one of the toughest jobs in this game, right? Spot the things, don't die, torpedo them, hold them back. Sure. You want fries with that?
I think it comes to, like, what is your Petro doing in this position? He'd actually be better off up against the island facing A with his nose towards A.
Yeah.
Instead of into C.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Columbo's just going to, you know, slap him repeatedly.
Yep. And ironically, if the Columbo was facing A, or sorry, the Petro was facing A, that might have been the decisiveness needed to win that flank.
That's how you put a cruiser over there without putting a cruiser over there.
Yep. Yep. We used to do that all the time with Moskva.
Yeah. Like, I think it's funny when they told me to play that island in a Petro, I go, great. They're like, what? I'm like, I'm so used to playing this in a Moskva.
Yep.
Like,
now you have
it's a
resurgence
really
back up.
Position.
Mm-hmm. All right. So title could be reversing equals dumb.
Why?
Huh?
Why would reversing be dumb?
I mean, you see his chat. At least now I have reassurance that backing up is not super dumb.
Oh, okay.
And it's a YouTube title. Clickbait, baby. I mean, I don't know what else to say on this one. I mean, it was a lot of good opportunities that were given based off of Electric's play. White line, best line.
Oh, there's so many directions I can go with that S. Oh, I'm going to just plead the fifth.
All right. White line, best line could work for a title. Yeah, exactly, SF. Missed opportunities for both teams. Agreed. And on this one, honestly, I got to put it more on your opposing team on Kited. Like, I'm frankly surprised after you told me who's in this clan that they would let it get so close.
Yeah, I don't. After looking at the render, I don't think the vampire uses smoke once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why take a boat like that if you're not going to use its uniqueness, right? It would have been just far better off with a ship that's got a heal, and he's more comfortable being more aggressive or something when needed. or a gearing or something that can just luck chuck torps. All right, well, Electric, let me know which one you prefer, reversing goes dumb or white line best line. In the meantime, thank you for sending in that replay. Appreciate you, dude. And we'll see you on the next one.